In today's sleepover, our guest is one of those women who's turned a very real, very personal experience into purpose. Hafiza, the founder of Fizabelle, created a women-led period care brand focused on comfort, dignity, and access, because periods should never come with shame or struggle. Through certified organic cotton pads and thoughtfully curated flow boxes, Fizabelle is redefining what period care looks like while also standing strong for period equity and girls' education. She is proof that when women build for women, magic and real impact happens. Welcome to the sleepover, Hafiza. How are you feeling?
I am very, very excited. Thank you so much, Shireen, for having me today.
I'm so happy to have you here. And please tell your daughter, Lulu, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes.
The styling is on point.
Fantastic. I will let you know. Lulu, if you listen, Shireen did say that for you, yeah.
You did a good job, sweetie. Would love to meet you one day. All right. Now, let's start first. I like to do a little bit of an icebreaker before we get to the nitty-gritty of things.
Okay.
So I'll start with a this or that to keep things light for now.
Sure, let's do that.
All right. For you, is it better, and I'm going to keep this very vague, it's up to you how you want to receive this.
Sure.
Organic or conventional?
Organic.
A curated box or an individual product?
Curated box, for sure.
I'm trying it with these, huh? Bold packaging or minimalist?
Bold. Let's go bold all the way, yeah.
Okay. Advocacy work or brand building?
Advocacy, for sure.
It's at the heart of everything, huh?
Definitely, yeah.
All right. What is the most surprising customer feedback you've gotten so far for your product?
The surprising one, I would say, so far it has been very, very positive. So the surprising one is when a woman gets excited for her next period. That is surprising because women don't, even we are used to not look forward to our next period because there's a lot of hustle, a lot of changing to do, and the mood swing that goes along with it. But what's surprising is now woman is looking forward to her next period. That is, it shows that you are enjoying it and you welcome it. So that is amazing for me.
So the product has made it even more whimsical and a positive experience.
For sure, yeah.
Perfect. What about, from these three, which one was your favorite product, would you say, that you curated?
I think I would go with the medium flow box.
Okay.
Which
one is that from
It's the
this?
green one here. The green one that you see here. I think in terms of curation, the mix of pads that we have inside is fantastic. It's actually one of our best selling because women tend to not know really what is their flow.
Yes.
So they go with the easiest and the safest choice, which is the medium flow. And they tend to be not having it too much or too little.
Yeah.
So that is how we personalize to your flow.
I like it because it's
Yeah.
like better safe than sorry, right?
Exactly, yeah.
All right. What about a funniest moment that you remember when you were launching this brand?
Funniest moment is when I told Lulu, our daughter, who is 11 years old, and I told her, I'm starting a business.
Uh-huh.
And because I came from a different background, I came from a B2B background as a headhunter. So she was thinking, okay, something office work and stuff. I said, no, I'm going to sell pets. She was like, what is that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like selling pets? Like what pets? Like paper pets or something? I said, no, it's a sanitary pets. So she was 11 years old. It was taking time to explain to her. I'm like, it's a pet for women. We use it every single month and blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, are you not ashamed to sell that?
Wow.
Yeah. So already at 11 years old, you have this
stigma.
taboo stigma around you. But me being a woman who is very open, I tend to want to explain this even to the younger generation, using the proper vocabulary, of course. And she accepts it. And she was so proudly talking to it in school. Can you imagine? She goes to school and start talking about my business, our business, to her friends and her teachers. And that's where it started. That's where the spark starts. The fact that your 11 years old daughter supports you in such a business is beautiful, I think.
I feel like, that's like a lasting impact that you've left her. First, I'm shocked that it is still a stigma amongst the kiddies today as it was for like our generation back
Definitely.
in school.
Yeah.
And second, though, I'm glad that products like yours are redefining that little by little. I think
Yeah, little
change
by
starts
little.
like that always. What is a moment other than this that has made you feel proud in this entire process?
Wow. Okay. Proud. There's a lot of moments, I would say. Firstly, it's for myself. I mean, sometimes when you create a business, you need to also be a little bit selfish to think for yourself, to see how far you have gone. Yeah, this is a moment where I get to be proud of myself. I was someone who was never very confident of myself, I would say. And running into a business, it takes you out of that moment. You have no choice but to be confident, and you're like, actually, I'm not that bad. I can be that confident woman. I'm actually very proud of myself. We are only 6 months old. We are not 6 years old. We are only 6 months old. We have achieved a lot. We have learned a lot. We've gone through a lot of failures as well. And I'm always ready to get up and start again. This is something that I think I am very proud of myself. And as a business itself, being in an industry that is very difficult to penetrate, especially in this region, I'm glad that I managed to push myself through a little bit.
It's true.
Yeah,
You're
it takes a
doing an
little bit of
amazing job.
time, but I have a feeling this is going to go well. That's for sure.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I do feel it will, because as somebody who's even tried your products, and I'm going to get into a little bit of this later, 100% very amazing products, very comfortable to use. And like you said, it did actually make me excited. Why? Because the packaging was already cute, right?
That's good, yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, let me pick it up.
Yeah.
And then like even the unboxing,
Yeah.
unwrapping situation
Yeah.
for me, I found so whimsical.
Amazing.
So
yeah.
it added to the experience,
Yeah.
which I think is a great thing when you are, like you said, already going through hormonal
True.
blues and whatnot. All right. What is one thing you would tell the girls about self-care?
I think one thing I would say to start with is to go to something clean. Clean ingredients is everything. This is where you have to start first. And to do that, I think with all this information that we're getting online and stuff, you have to do a lot of research around it so that you yourself feel confident. You just don't do it out of trend, but you yourself learn about the ingredients itself, and you are self-aware that, oh, it's actually good for my body. So I think that is the most number one important thing to do.
Very true. And that goes with everything that we
Every
put
single thing.
on our bodies.
Definitely.
All right. Now let's start. How would you describe yourself at this very moment?
At this very moment, okay, I would say I am a very grounded person, naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, I am super grounded. I'm not trying to boost myself, but I am very naturally just grounded, humble. I'm very curious. I tend to ask a lot of questions until I get there. I tend to also be a creator at heart.
Okay.
Yeah, and it goes way back to, even creating a birthday card or whatever card. I tend to want to make it out of my own, because it means something very close to me. And then now you can see with Fizabelle as well, I created it out of my own passion. So I think that would be the three things that kind of describe me briefly.
I like that.
Yeah.
And can I say, I think you're also very prepared. This is coming from somebody that has just met you today officially.
Okay.
I love that when we were planning this whole podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Hafiza is here with her notes. She's like, these are the topics I'm gonna discuss, and I'm like, first time I'm hearing a guest tell me this, and I'm here for it.
Thank you.
And she comes with notes, and this is a person that plans everything and preparation, and I so admire people that prepare, because I think it's so important, not
It
just
is.
in entrepreneurship, but in life. And it shows people that
Definitely.
you care about the time that they're giving to you, and
Oh,
that
of
you're
course.
giving back to them.
Of course.
I don't know, I like it as a trait of a person.
Me too.
I love it. All right. Before moving to the UAE, what was life like for you?
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to take you back. So I am born and raised in Singapore. Not sure if you've been to Singapore yourself.
I would love to.
You should.
It's
you
on my
should.
list. The food I hear is amazing.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's a very, very small island. You can discover it within 48 hours. So the next time you go, let me know.
I love it. Kind of like Bahrain then. Fabulous.
Yes, you should. So born and raised in Singapore, I was raised by two very strong women. It's my mom
Okay.
and my grandmother. I am the oldest in the family, so I have three younger siblings, and I'm the oldest in the family. I landed my first corporate job when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
As an intern in a company, which eventually brought me to the UAE. And I met my husband in Singapore.
Okay.
And that is where my whole life turned upside down in a good way.
Do tell.
Yeah, in a good way. We had our daughter in Singapore, and then right after she was born, we moved to the UAE for work for the both of us. We continue our professional lives, and we start to create our little family in the UAE. And then mid-COVID, I left my corporate job, like everyone else, I would say.
Yes.
But I think it was the best decision I made. If people were to ask, many people were to ask, why did you leave your corporate job? I could have stayed, but I decided not to. Was it scary? Yes, but it would be more scarier if I were to stay.
Why is that?
Because I will not be able to be where I am now. So thanks to that decision that I made, it was a hard, strong decision that brings me here eventually.
And it shows your grit, because that was a time people were trying to hold on to their jobs because a lot of people were being let go.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have Hafiza like, you know what? I'm ready for a change.
Yes,
It speaks to your character,
that is true.
I feel like.
True. But there was a little bit of time, maybe about 2 years-ish, just after I left the corporate job. I was skeptical. I think like everybody else, you're not sure what's next for you.
Right.
So you try to go back into a corporate. I started to join a startup. I've always been, I always admire a startup life. And I did join a startup. I'm like, it's not for me. It's not working for me. And eventually I found out what I wanted to do is to build my own startup. It's not to join another startup, but to build my own startup. It's a difficult start. But like I said just now, it was a strong decision that I made, and I did not regret it at all.
I love it. What was your dream before even entering corporate? Like little Hafiza, what was like the first dream that you had for yourself?
I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was my dream. I even joined, I enrolled myself into one of Singapore's biggest fashion school.
Okay.
But I got in for 6 months and I'm like, not for me.
Why is that?
Because there was, to me, fashion is like, you just create something, whatever you feel like, your creativity. But there was a lot of theory work, a lot of drawing work, a lot of coloring. I'm like, this is not what I want.
Too much technicality.
Yes, I want to be right on the right runway, like start putting clothes on the models. I was thinking like
On
that.
the spot.
So that was 16 years old. My mind was going that way. And I was in probably just for 6 months, and I'm like, no, I this is not for me. I can't do this. I'm a practical person. I need to do things. Yeah, theory is beautiful, it's nice, but I need to, hands on. And I got myself out and I studied psychology after that, and then it kind of brings me back to the right path. Like, you need to be serious now. You're 19 years old. You're a woman. You're the eldest in the family. Do something proper, So, and then I got into a corporate job, and and then it started from there.
I was even going to say, you started corporate quite young. Is there a reason for that in particular? Were there always driving forces that pushed you to start corporate so soon?
Yeah. So I would say it's because me being the eldest in the family,
Right.
you always tend to have this invisible pressure around you.
Yes.
That you have to get to work quick, fast. And the fact that my mom, a single mom, and my grandmother has been supporting us and raising us since we were young, I felt that I owe it to them. So whenever it's time for me to be able to earn money, I have to get onto it. I kind of have to put aside education for now, go and get some money, and bring some food to the family.
I see a common denominator here, and I was like waiting for you to say that without me asking. I'm like, I feel like she comes from a single parent household, because I think that's what tends, especially if you have a single mom, that's what tends to happen. they majority of the time bear very independent children from very young age.
True.
We don't know what it is. It's not even them telling us, you know, it's just
Absolutely.
you watching them, I guess, sacrifice so much that it inspires you and it
Correct.
fuels you to
Correct.
just do more.
Do more. Exactly.
And do things faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then now, what really was the beginning day, or like the let's say the light bulb moment? You were sitting, what was happening, and then you were like, oh, there's something that's missing in the market. Let me start this product.
Right.
When did that come about for you?
Okay, so I'm going to bring you back again into a story that I have. I would start it with saying that Fizabelle did not start as a business plan. It did not start with a business plan. It started from a moment or an event that I had when I was 12 years old. So again, I'm going to bring you back when I was
Take us
12
back.
years old.
We love a time machine.
So I was 12 years old, yeah, and it was very dark outside. It was probably 5 a.m. in the morning, and I was getting ready to go to school. Okay, and why 5 a.m.? Why you wake? Are we awake so
What's
early?
happening?
Because school was probably about an hour away from me by bus, so we couldn't afford the school nearby. So I have to go to school, which is a little bit far. I have always been the person who enjoys going to school. I love learning. I wasn't the brightest in class, but I love to be among my friends. My teachers love me. I love going to school for that. Yeah, and that is where I get the moment to be among people who understands me, because at home is all adults or too young or too old. So I'm like, I don't have the people that I can interact with. Okay, that's the side story. So that morning was like any other morning until my mom came to me in the kitchen, because every morning she wakes up with me to make sure that I have things ready and say goodbye. And that morning she came to me and she said something to me that goes like, today you're not going to school. So I was being the 12 years old, I was surprised. I'm like, why? Why am I not going to school? I didn't ask that, but I just gave her the look of a bit confused, you know, because I was ready. I'm ready to go to school. And she said, today I do not have enough cash for your bus trips and your lunch in school. I have to prioritize the money for the food in the table for the family today. So she was saying it in a very dry, and I could see she was hiding her emotion behind it, because it must be difficult for a mom to say that to her daughter who is excited to go to school. And at that moment, I realized that there are things that you have to prioritize, especially being a mom. At 12 years old, you don't really understand the value of money yet.
Yes.
Okay? But I was matured enough to not question her. Yeah, I know she was saying it not because she doesn't want me to go to school. It's just that morning we cannot afford. Okay? And that is the time that I realized, and this is where it comes back to Fizabelle's buy one, give one, that I think no girls, you know, it's not fair to stop any girls or any children to not go to school over things like this.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't blame it to our parents. They have gone through their difficult times as well. But if women like us, even yourself, Shireen, where you also have helped single mom to make sure that they have the basic necessities at home to feed their children and also themselves to go through the day, it helps.
It does.
Yeah, it's nothing glamorous, it's nothing loud, but it is life-changing. So if ever at that moment, that morning, somebody were to say and step in and say, you know, I have a couple of dollars, Hafiza can go to school, she probably don't have to eat much, but I make sure that she can go to school and she can come back, I think I would be very grateful.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, so that is something, it creates hope for me to eventually, so I promised myself, I said, when I grow up, I want to be able to help children of my age at that time to be able to continue to go to school.
I am beyond words.
Thank you.
This was a story I did not expect to hear at all. But I think it just made what Fizabelle is and what it stands for.
Definitely.
It just makes so much sense, because I always did wonder. I'm like, I know there's a reason. She seems like a woman of substance that has a reason for everything that she does. And I'm like, I wonder why the buy one and then give one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it reminds me of a random moment I also had when I was studying in the Philippines, where I went to actually school one day and we were about to take exams. I think this was grade 1 or grade 2.
Okay.
And the teacher didn't let me take the exam because we did not pay the tuition fees. And so I was sent home and I didn't understand what was happening. And then I told my mom, and I remember she was just fuming, angry. And her mom was with her, my grandma as well, who was a lawyer. May she rest in peace. And she's like, what? We're going to that school. They should at least never go and tell the kid this. You know, and you just took me right back to that. And I think a lot of people and women who have had to go through hardships in life and have had to fight for their education will really feel very special knowing the backstory of this. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's like putting I'm trying to stop my tears so bad. I'm always crying on this podcast. Okay. So now the development of Fizabelle. When was it in your adult life years later that you were like, oh my God, that promise that I had for myself, I'm in a position now where I can start something. I really have this yearning to create something. When was that moment?
Okay, I think, so Fizabelle is an idea that I had for so many years. I would say it's been already 5 to 6 years.
It's always looming, huh?
Yes, it's always at the back of your head. Like, it's like, you have to do it, but you don't have the courage to do it. Yeah, so this idea has been with me for at least 5 to 6 years.
Nice.
And I don't see a real gap in it, in our market. A real gap, like, you know, like we don't have access to it. There's a lot of choices in the supermarket. There's a lot of choices for if you want to use a tampon or a cup or a pad or whatever. We have plenty of choices in front of us.
Right.
So Fizabelle came in not as another choice. That is not what we are. But what's missing is a brand that personalized to you. That is something that's missing in the market. Yeah, and this is where we came in to create a curated box. We do it based on real life, I would say. We listen to problems. We listen to suggestions. Again, curated boxes is something which is very new in the market. Yeah, so it's still difficult for women to comprehend, like, I don't know what is my flow.
What do you mean by that? Is it just PR terms?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to ask you, what is your flow? Like, I have no idea. It changes every single month. So I tend to just buy the same pads all the time. I'm like, but why do you have to do that? Why can't we personalize it based on our flow? Like, I've never thought of that. So this is where we came in to build something that is based on your flow. Every woman has a different flow.
Correct.
Every month, sometimes we even have a different flow. And as we age, we tend to also reduce on our flow. So I'm like, why do you have to buy a 30 packs pad when you are bleeding only for 2 days? Why do that?
That's so true.
You're wasting and you're just stuffing all the pads below your cabinet and let it expire. This is a waste of money as well. So this is where, again, Curated Box came in. And this is the gap that I see. The brand that personalized to your flow. We are not here to replace any other bigger FMCG brand. We are here to bring a brand that listens to you.
That's so beautiful. So how does one go about curating their box if they're ordering from Fizabelle for the first time?
So we have a little quiz in our website. So if you're not sure what is your flow, you could answer a couple of questions, probably about 3 or 4 questions within 7 seconds, and we will create a box for you. We will suggest which box fits your flow. And then you go with it. And then if you think it's too much, too little, you can always adjust for the next month. So yeah, if you're not sure with your flow, you can always use our Find Your Box quiz, which is in our website.
Amazing. So say somebody's like, hey, my flow is always 4 days. It starts medium, gets heavy, and then ends very light.
Correct.
And then you guys will customize that. And then is it like a subscription box model as well?
Yes, it's a subscription
So every month you'll get the same personalized box.
Or at any time you feel like, I have too much pets from last month and I don't need my subscription for this month, feel free to pause it and we will deliver it the following month. So we want it to be as hassle-free as
like
much for you.
that.
We women tend to think too much. We overthink about every single thing down to our pets. So Fizabelle is here to reduce that. Stop thinking. You don't have to think about your pets. Just let me know what is your flow like. We deliver it every single month to your doorstep. You don't have to go and rush to the supermarket. And you're wearing a pet that is very clean and soft to your skin. Why not?
So talk to me about that. When you were probably doing research for Fizabelle, what did you find in other pad brands that didn't make it so clean? And how did you ensure that Fizabelle kind of filled that or
So-
worked for women's health?
Yeah. So I tend to have very sensitive skin. So I am that customer who has that sensitive skin. Yeah. So I realized when I was younger, I tend to use whatever brands my mom buy for me because you don't care and you just use whatever is there. And you tend to have irritation. But you don't feel comfortable to speak about it because it's your private area and you can't show it to your mom. You're like, okay, whatever, I live with it. I know it's uncomfortable. Just live with it. But I've never thought it comes from the pets. Yeah, I don't even have that thinking of like, oh, maybe it's the pet's problem. I always thought it was me. It was me. It's my skin. It's my area that is just being sensitive, you know? And then when I start to switch to something organic, and for me at that time, organic tend to be very expensive. I'm like, I can't afford this expensive pets, you
Yes.
know? And you try it and you're like, oh, it makes a difference. I'm like, I wonder why. Maybe because it's expensive. So I'm like, no, it's not because of it's expensive, because it's organic, because there was no pesticide, because it was made just for 100% cotton and it's soft to your skin, and whatever that we have been using before contains a lot of chemicals. And especially when you have very sensitive skin, it's just a no-go for you. So that is where I came out with this design because I am that customer who is suffering from it.
So you really took from your personal
Yes.
experiences as well as probably the women around you.
Definitely.
That's so true.
Yeah,
I have realized as an adult later on that I also was somebody that never stuck to the same brand just because it's like whatever I would see, I'm like, what is the cheapest one? And then it started affecting me in a way where like rashes would come and I'm like, excuse me, what is this? Didn't experience that with Fizabelle. Not an ad. All right. Where do you feel the inequality lies in feminine hygiene and sanitary products today?
Where is this? Sorry, can you repeat?
Where do you feel the inequality lies in feminine hygiene and sanitary products today, like with the big brands and just everything, all the options that we have right now?
Yeah, I think what I can say is that firstly, I can identify what's missing first in all these big brands is that they just don't care. Is the care of what is your problem. You know, many women, when I interviewed them, I was asking, what is actually your problem? You know, when you're using your pads, what do you look for? The first thing they look for is actually to make sure that we don't get leaks.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
100%,
yeah.
100%.
That is the number one, which I totally understand.
True.
Yeah. You don't want to get leaks in between shows or walking or whatnot. So that is their number one concern. Instead of, you know, looking at the ingredients. What they were looking for is I just want to make sure there's no leak. So it needs to be as thick as possible and as wide as possible. This way I don't get leaks. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the first thing you should be looking for. What you should be looking for is the ingredients. Yeah, it's the same when you go and buy some food from the supermarket. The first thing I look for is the ingredient. What's inside the food, because it's going inside my body. So I need to be very careful on that. Okay, and so first thing that what's missing, I would say, is the care part of making sure that
look out for yourself
correct.
and your health first.
No,
basically.
it's not that. It's always about, oh, we are the longest, we are the thickest, we are the most absorbency.
With
we
the
are,
wings.
We have the biggest wings. We will make sure that it sticks. Like, okay. And this is something that has been sticking on our head for a long, long time.
It is. It really has been conditioned. Because
Yes.
even when you brought that up, I was like, if I were to ask myself, what would I need changes? I also thought, make it long as ever, make it thick so that whatever you're walking around doing, you know you're covered and you don't have to worry about a leak. That was
Correct.
genuinely my first
Correct.
concern as well.
Correct.
And I'm like,
Correct.
wait, but what about the impact on my health?
Yeah, that should come first. Leak, I totally understand. We all go through that. But I think otherwise it needs to be your health first.
Correct.
It has to come first, yeah.
So then tell me about now, with the backstory that you shared, the advocacy work that you do with Fizabelle when somebody purchases a box.
Wow. Yeah, this is something which is very, very, very close to my heart. Yeah, that's the most beautiful thing about creating Fizabelle is that advocacy part. And I think, Shireen, you understand this as well. To be able to be there for somebody is just beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing you can do. And last December, Fizabelle, we get to pilot our first ever donation to a group of girls in Jordan.
Lovely.
They are locals and refugee girls who are, getting helps for their education, and we came in to provide them with our pets as a donation. It's not a lot because we just started, but I think we should never wait until it gets a lot to start donating. And I was so proud to do that. And you could see the shine in this girl's face, knowing that people from far away actually think for them.
Yes.
Yeah. The fact that they know I have this box in my hand. Next month, when I get my period, I get to go to school. This is something very close to my heart. Education is everything. The fact that you and I and many of our friends are able to do what we are now, to be working, to be healthy, to be wealthy, is thanks to the education we have. Yeah, I think so. This is the time that I think is the time that I give back to the community, to making sure that the next generation will be able to be like us, inshallah. So yeah, that is my advocacy for this brand.
So to the people that are watching, when you purchase a box, she will give an equivalent of a box as well.
That's correct, yeah.
To a girl in need. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Where does the education bit tie in? Like, I know like this was your personal story as well, but when you were thinking about the advocacy part, was that just something that like was so automatic to you? They were like, no, it has to be that off the bat? Or did you have to reflect with yourself and think, where should this go that also means the most to me, where even in the toughest of times, I will get inspiration from the fact that I am able to help out these groups of people.
Right. So I think for me, it came automatically. Yeah, because again, back to the story that I had before, the fact that I had to choose between putting food on the table versus going to school. So I would say putting food on the table is a survival item, and going to school at that time was a potential, because you don't know if you're going to succeed. Are you going to become a doctor or a lawyer? So that is more of a potential at that time. So the fact that at 12 years old, I have to sacrifice and to put food on the table for my family, I knew automatically I have to support girls to get their education back. It's very important. It's just too true for me.
Yeah. What is making you feel emotional right now?
The turn that I make for my life brought me here. And the fact that I was given a chance to provide it for the new generation, this is beautiful.
It is.
This is beautiful. I know we can always help the whole world, but the fact that we can, I would say, contribute to a smaller population, that's why with Fizabelle, we focus only on the MENA region first. We can always help girls all around the world. But I always have this belief that if you want to help, you should help the person closest to you first. So within this region, MENA region is the closest to my heart. This is home for me. And we have a big percentage of girls, I think about 70% of girls who are, in an underprivileged area, who are not able to go to school for many reasons, and the fact that when she's on period and she doesn't want to speak about it, she would just tell her mom, I can't go to school, but she doesn't want to say it because I don't have pets. That's why I don't want to go to school, because you got to put food on the table first, ahead before your sanitary pads. So I learned a lot from this first business, and I hope to see it grow.
Can I just say I'm so proud of you?
Thank you, Shirin. Thank you.
Your soul is really evident, not just in this interview, but just in the way that you talk about everything so far. I may not know you, but I really am very, very grateful that you're able to be vulnerable with us here. I don't take it lightly at all. It's not an easy thing, especially when you, like you said, you remember how far you've come. And I think this is maybe one of those moments that's a full circle moment for you. You're sitting with your products next to you and you're being interviewed about the impact that you've just started doing. And I can't imagine how many more lives you get to impact. Because like you said, no child should ever have to worry about their education.
Definitely.
Definitely. As much as, yes, there are different avenues now where girls can turn to.
Of course.
But the reality is that for underprivileged girls, education is the start. Education is the foundation.
True.
So when you are not hindered by, for example, not being able to afford sanitary napkins, which is a case in so many parts of the world, right? Then you can really, really flourish. And so many girls' lives can change. And we've all seen what's possible when girls are given an education.
Correct.
Women like yourself, myself, your friend who's behind the camera can achieve so much, and in different avenues of life. So really thank you for all that you do. I know it's starting a product or anything that's advocacy related can feel sometimes isolating.
Correct.
Because it's you and your visions and the heart that you're putting into it. And it's not always that people see it for what it is, right? Not everybody has the open eyes and hearts to believe in it as much as you do. But I think if you just keep strong and keep at it, sometimes it's also the light in the dark moments.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, that's for sure.
So are there any, aside from the advocacy that you do, are there any partnerships or campaigns that you've done so far with Fizabelle and maybe others that you're particularly proud of?
Wow. Okay. I would say we are still very young at that part. We are still in the mode of trying to bring Fizabelle out into the market. We are still not well known yet. But I'm so grateful that I received a lot of support from female-driven businesses in the UAE, where they tend to probably do the same product as me, but instead of saying, oh, we are competitors here, so like, let's get together, let's do an event together, let's sit down together to see how we can work on things together. And this is something I'm so grateful for. And you don't feel lonely at that part, to know that your competitor, even direct competitors, some of them became my good friend.
Women.
Exactly. That is beautiful. I felt that woman-led community being driven by empathy instead of ego. We are not here to, compete against each other. We are here to see, what is your problem? How can I help to bring you out there? And this is beautiful, really.
Okay. Since there are no brands or partnerships yet, who, like maybe one influential person that you know in the region, do you think could really help put such a strong light on this?
Good question. Oh, wow. I haven't really thought of that. I haven't really. Because I think I don't look at them as an influencer. I don't look up at somebody as an influencer. Therefore, I need to, make use of you because you have audience and stuff. I look at you as a woman who I want to help. I want you to be part of my community where we speak about menstruation freely or your problems and see how I can help you to solve that. So I tend to look at influencers that way more than, trying to make use of our audience. I mean, this is how life is going on in social media at this time. But for Fizabelle business, I tend to do things a little bit more personal.
I like that. It's for every woman.
Every woman.
But if there was such a strong voice, because we know that voices can make a difference, and this is for the advocacy part, you are helping make a change. What's the strong voice that you've really admired from a woman in the region? Let's put it in that wording.
Right.
And how do you feel you and this woman could really
Okay, but to
work
be fair,
together?
I would not say the name.
Oh.
I would not say the name in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will describe a person that I would love who can
Okay.
advocate for us. I would say I would really love to have I mean, for me, UAE, it's such a melting pot. You don't have to be a local to be able to represent the UAE. I just need somebody who lived and breathed UAE and is able to identify the problem that she faced while staying here. And honestly, I don't think I have a particular. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much to be discovered.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
How do you address different age groups or needs? Because like the needs of a teen girl, for example, is going to be a little bit different to an adult. I know after 30, like things have changed drastically. So how does Fizabelle address that?
Okay, this is where our flow, our Find Your Box flow quiz came in, where we ask you about your age range, which is very, very important for us to understand, because when you just started your menstruation, your flow tend to be very slow or there, not there kind of thing. So we usually recommend that on the light flow, and then when you get on the middle age, it goes from heavy to medium, and then as you get to a much matured age, you go back to the light flow. So this is where our quiz became very, very important. It's just not a quiz to be fun about. It's actually an assessment for yourself. You to find out what is your flow. Because this is something that we don't tend to investigate ourselves. Yeah? We just go to the supermarket and buy it, whatever is there, whatever that looks pink and cute and has extra leak coverage. We get that,
The
right?
pink tax.
Exactly.
Okay. So then, were there any hurdles or moments that made you kind of push back in the production? I'm really curious about that. Yeah. Was there a moment that it got a little bit too difficult, or a certain situation turned into, I don't know about this, maybe not right now?
Right. So I would say when it comes to curating or curated flow boxes, this is where the challenges came in, because this is something new in the market. Yeah, this is something that I cannot go online and start to search for data to find out usually which flow does women take and stuff. So this is where I started a research on my own. I had to go out and meet almost 150 women across the UAE to sit down, we have a coffee and speak about menstruation. It's very awkward, but I did it. And this is where I get to gather my own data. The fact that I now know that in a light box, we have 6 days, 6 nights. Medium box is 8 plus 8 and heavy box is 11 and 11. It's not because of the data that I find online. It's because of the data I gathered from the face-to-face interview I had with these 150 women across the UAE.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really built through a real interviews, I would say.
And I feel like from the questionnaire that you have, the
Yeah.
quiz on the website, you're even able to gather more information there, right?
Absolutely, yes.
That's actually great.
Yeah.
So what are your hopes and visions for the brand moving forward?
Wow. I really have a big vision for us. We would like to go, I mean, we are currently in the UAE, but we do not want to stop there. We want to go across the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We want to be the brand that people or women tend to stick to because that's not what we are used to. We never, I mean, I can name you a couple of brands that I have in my head, but if you were to ask me, would you prefer any brand? I said, I don't know, actually. I have no idea. And we want to be that brand, that Fizabelle brand, where women stick to. You know, not because of we are just providing organic pets, but the story behind it, the fact that you are helping girls at the same time, and you are also an advocate for this brand. This would be, our biggest vision.
That's like changing consumer behavior,
Yes.
even.
Yes. Yes.
I wish you all the best on that. What about products? Do you think Fizabelle at the moment is good with the 3 curated boxes and the options that you have, or are there plans in the future to even expand?
Yeah, so in 2026, we are planning to expand to different products as well. We are bringing in our panty liners, which are organic, and it has a very specific size because, again, through the interviews that we have with women, we try to understand down to very details like, do you like a big one, the small one, the short one, the skinny one? What is it that you're looking for? When you go to the gym, what do you wear? When you are wearing your night dress, what do you feel like wearing? We get into very intimate questions, and I'm so grateful that this woman trusted me and they felt super comfortable talking to me about it, although it can get quite awkward after a while. But we had a good time, and they knew that I was gathering this information to create something for her. Yeah, I'm not here to create for the population. I'm here to create something for her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, somebody's asking the
Yes.
real questions,
Yes.
you know? Like, how do you get one that's thick enough to protect you, but not thick enough to show through your
Absolutely.
clothing, your jeans,
Yeah.
you know, where you have to like move it around. It's all the uncomfortable
Yeah,
conversations, I feel like. So, what does success look like for you personally and for the brand? Because everybody has a different measure, right?
Success for me, okay, I would start with me first. The fact that I am able to see real changes. Again, I think I've already explained that I know we cannot help every girl in the world, but if I could see a small population of girls who are happy, and the fact that she can go back to school and receive her education, and the fact that women are becoming healthier because she just make a small switch of using something much more healthier. I'm not saying just for Fizabelle, but you could also switch to other brands that are also providing healthy options. I'll be happy for her. Okay, you're happy, I'm happy. This is as simple as that. And for the business itself, to see Fizabelle as a brand, again, that sticks to you, the fact that you say, I am not using any other brands for my health because I think for myself and I know I want to help others. The fact that woman is able to spread around the words about how Fizabelle helped her and also can help others, I think that is already a success for us.
I like that. And you know, really, I think the creation or the existence of Fizabelle as a product, like you said, does not just help
Yeah.
girls around the world to
No.
be able
Yeah.
to, you know, go to school worry-free, to have access to hygienic products.
Yeah.
Does not just heal your inner child.
Yeah.
Does not just make your daughter proud, but it also helps spark conversations like this,
Yes.
which is, like you said, we never hear much of.
No.
Do you plan to bring this to Singapore, where everything kind of started for you at some point?
Inshallah. Yes,
Inshallah.
inshallah. I think there's a market everywhere across the world. We need something healthy for us. We have been feeding ourselves for the past few years with a lot of nonsense stuff, and I think at some time you want to, slow down on that and try to see or be careful at least or be cautious about what you put on your body.
Correct.
And this starts with a very small switch here and there. It goes from food to skincare to even your period care.
True. Because when you make one research, apply it in your life, you're then like, this works. And then it trickles down.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have a background in corporate. Now you've started this brand that's going so well, mashallah, 6 months.
Thank you.
And I just know it'll get bigger and better and it'll
Thank you.
help so many girls. What is your advice to any aspiring entrepreneurs that could be listening to you right now and that's like, I have an idea in mind. What is the one thing that you think they need to keep in mind in this whole process of like entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So this is something that I would also say to my past self, is to get started. Do not wait. And be grateful that you are in an ecosystem, UAE, that allows you to do that. Yeah, you have no excuse, you have no reason not to start. You have everything you need to start.
You also have AI now.
Absolutely. So what is your excuse here? So get started. You're going to hurt a little bit along the way, but that's where you learned. And that is where you gain your confidence along the way.
When you say get started, for most entrepreneurs, what does that look like in an action point? Like, is it research? Is it starting the Instagram account?
I would say it's a research. Yeah, it's a research of going out and speak to your wannabe customer. What is she looking for? What is her problem? How can you help? Your job as a business here is to solve a problem, right? So you go out and ask, what is your problem? I'm here to help. So my product or whatever is coming next is something that is for you and something that I want to build that you can eventually use. So yeah, I think that is the first thing to do, and then it follows. Yeah.
Everything will keep
It will
going
follows,
after that.
yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. Outside of Fizabelle, what are your favorite things to do?
Wow. Again, my favorite thing, I love spending time with my family. I love my family. I love to be around them. My husband has always been very, very supportive of what I do. I love reading books. Yeah, I love sitting on a corner with a coffee, reading books for hours, get my imagination going. And then I love working. Sadly, I get too involved with it sometimes, but I enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah, I tend to put work in everything I do. I get my daughter involved with a lot of work I do. I get my husband involved. I get my mother-in-law involved. I get everybody involved in it. So if you were to ask who is behind Fizabelle, I say it's my family.
It's her community.
Yes, it's my community. I have people behind me who has been very, very supportive on the brand, even though they are not, not close to me. They are far away, but they have always been supporting me. So I am very lucky on that part. And the other thing I like to do is to be outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like everybody else, and now the weather is fantastic to be outside. So yeah,
it's our time to shine with nature.
Yes.
A motto or quote that you live by?
Wow. There's many of them, but I would say one of them will be learn to forgive yourself. Yeah. Life is already too much of hatreds going on, problems. And for you to be successful and to be able to move on, you need to learn to forgive yourself first, and then others, and then move on. So this is something I always live by. I don't like to have grudges, even to myself or to others. I love a free, loving life. I think that is what life is supposed to be.
It's true. Have a move on. Have an issue, face it, deal with it
exactly.
as
and you move
vulnerably
on.
as you can, and you
move on. You move
compartmentalize it, because there's so much that happens in one's life, right?
Absolutely. You move on, yeah.
Okay. So, where can people find Fizabelle and learn more about your products and the work that you guys do?
Right. Okay. So, Fizabelle, at the moment, we are only available online. Yeah, hopefully we will be somewhere out there in the retail soon. But for now, we are testing the market through online, and it has been very, very positive. I love it. And you can find us on our website. You can follow us on our Instagram, where we share a lot of tips and also a couple of description about Fizabelle.
Fizabelle.com. Okay. My last question that I ask everybody here.
Tell me.
What is your Burj or the dream that you are still building? This could be a personal thing. This could be something aside from Fizabelle, or it could be Fizabelle. It's up to you.
What is something that I'm still building?
Yes, the dream that you're still building, your Burj.
I would say it's to build myself. Yeah, you still have to eventually come back to yourself. Whatever that is happening that is very successful around you, thanks to you. Yeah, especially when you are self-driving a business, you have to continue building yourself. Yeah, you have to go through hardships, and I have learned a lot of things through this entrepreneurship where you cannot be shy. Yeah, you can never be ashamed to ask any question. It could be down to the most silliest question in the world, but you need to ask to get clarity. So this is something that I've been building around myself. People will be like, why are you asking such a question? But I'm like, I need to know. I'm curious. I need to figure it out, and I need to move on. So this is my Burj, I would say, is to continue growing myself into a better woman, a better mom, a better partner, and eventually a brand ambassador for Fizabelle.
It ties into your whole ethos. You're forever a student.
That's true.
You're forever a student of life.
That is absolutely, yeah.
We always like to end things on a reflective note, even though I feel like this entire episode was for Hafiza a reflective one, which I absolutely admire about you. So we have our little pearly shell. This is called the Mirror Mirror segment.
Okay.
You pick a paper. It either says past, present, or future.
Right.
And then you will take our little mirror here and you say a message to that version of yourself.
Okay.
Let's see what you get.
I'm just going to open it up. Present. Yes.
Ooh.
I love this. Okay. So what I will say to myself now is that be proud of yourself. You can be proud of yourself. You did whatever you need and keep on going. Yay.
Thank you so